Good morning. I am Prasannanjaneya Reddy, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of ECE, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering College, Dundigal, Hyderabad. In this session, we are going to discuss about identify the difference between what is the meaning of requirement and what is the meaning of specifications, how both are different. For this, we are referring the textbook is Introduction to Embedded System by Shubhu KV, and some online real-time e-commerce websites, they give the specifications of the products, or official company websites, they will give the specifications of the particular product. First, requirement. In general, while we are doing some operations like business, I want to make a order, I want to buy something. In general, I need to go to the shop and verify the product and buy the product and come to my home place. This is some time consuming process and some physical works required and some extra amount along with the product cost, transportation charges or any other charges including that one. Instead of that one, from my home itself, from online, I can purchase some product. That product will fulfill that one. Example, mobile phone. So I want to make the order within the fraction of seconds whenever required. That is the requirement. Otherwise, I want to talk to somebody, suppose in Corona situations, to conduct the classwork, I require online classes instead of person to person contact classwork, means offline classworks. So to conduct that online classworks, I require one device. My requirement is online classes conduction. For that, I require some product, either 5G mobile phone on both sides, from the faculty and to the students. To teach the classes, faculty require the 5G handset mobile phone. At the same time, to listen the classes, student require the 4G or 5G handset mobile phone. So here requirement is online classes. To fill that requirement, we require some products. That product specification should be some parameters. That parameter is it supports 4G network. Okay, that is specification. You will check in detail. First, some more requirements. Make a voice call, connect the voice call even in the hill stations. Connect voice call. Okay, in the hill stations. So in hill stations, sometimes we may not get the signals. So which network which provides efficient call? While talking with somebody, we may get some fluctuations in the signals and we may not get the voice properly. So which network provide good quality or good clarity? Okay, that is the one requirement. Second, I want to capture the images even in the light failure with good quality. Capture images or videos. Even in the light failure or night. That is one requirement. So to capture the images, so if any unknown person enter into the restricted areas, to identify that person, we require the camera that capture that person information, who is that face, his faces, his body, whatever may be. To identify that person, we require night cameras. Okay. So that camera specification should be either 108 megapixel, either 200 megapixel, or some other specifications. Next, suppose I want to conduct the online classes without interrupts. I require 4G network or 5G network with that of download speed without buffering the online classes. For that I require 5G network. Uninterrupted. So online class. So I need to connect the online classes due to the corona. So I require some physical device which provides this online calling facility, video calling facility. That is the requirement. For that we require 4G or 5G network and the supported mobile phone. Mobile phone which supports this 5G network, and that network also provide the unstable internet. Next, to store that high quality images, that device contains that much of storage capability, like 1 terabyte memory space. Requirement is store the high quality images. Even that size may be 20 MB or 100 MB, or suppose if you want to take 4K videos, that may require in GBs. So that much of storage capability is available in our device or not. Next, if you want to use simulation tools, or if you want to play the games with high speed, we require corresponding graphic card to load the images and videos without buffering or without interrupt. So your requirement is stable play the games without any interrupts. We need to play the games in our mobile phone. That is the requirement. So which device provide that one means graphic cards. Here these are the specifications, mobile phones. Okay. So stable, if you want to play the games without interrupts means we require some graphic card. So if you look, these are some requirements. Connect the voice calls even in the hill stations, capture the high quality images even in the light failure, conduct the online classes, or the device should have the storage capability, that much of storage, play the games without any interrupts. These are different types of requirements. Suppose pacemaker also. Even our heart is failed, the person needs to be live. That purpose we are using pacemakers. Pacemaker provide the functionality of the heart. So now, up to now we checked the requirement. Connect the voice calls, capture the images, online classes, storage capability, play the games. To provide that requirement, we require some specifications in the product. So here we are checking about the Apple iPhone 16 Pro, which is one of the high-end mobile phone, which provides high-speed internet, high-speed games. You can play the games, high-quality pictures to record that one, record the high-quality pictures like that. So, what are the specifications? We are checking the specifications here. If you look at this Apple iPhone 16 Pro, it contains mobile handset, charging cable, USB C-type cable, documentation. Its model number is MYNR3HNA. Its name is 16 Pro. So we had different types of colors. One is black titanium. It is called smartphone. It supports 2 SIM cards. In general, our regular life, we mostly prefer one single SIM. Some cases for office works, some other purposes, we require one more SIM card. At that time, if you want to buy another phone, means it is somewhat inconvenience. So we are preferring in that case we are preferring dual SIM mobile phones. So requirement is we need to maintain 2 numbers. If you want to maintain 2 numbers, we require one product which provides supporting 2 SIM cards. That is dual SIM. So this iPhone 16 Pro provides dual SIM. Among dual SIM, one is nano SIM card, another one is eSIM. Means that doesn't have the SIM card physically, virtually that has number. We can use that number to make a voice calls and all the things. And it doesn't have the hybrid SIM. It supports touch screen. It doesn't support the OTG compatible. It contains inbuilt stereo speakers. In some cases, we require external hofer devices to hear that much of quality of sound, pin drop silence, a needle silence, a needle sound, water bubble sound, to capture each and every pinpoint. So some cases we require external peripherals instead of that one. This iPhone 16 Pro contains inbuilt stereo speaker. Next, coming to the display device. So in the initial days we are using cathode ray tube to display the information. Later we are going for liquid crystal display. The size of the product will be reducing here mostly. Again we are going for liquid light emitting diodes. So to reduce the power consumption. Later we are getting QLED, OLED. At the same time display resolution. How many pixels will be displayed in the single frame? Either full HD or 4K device or 8K. That is display. In that, what are the specifications required? So here display size is 6.3 inches and its resolution is 2622 and by 1206 pixels, horizontal and vertical. And horizontally, it display 2622 pixels. And vertically, it display 1206 pixels. Its resolution type is Super Retina XDR display. It contains GPU 6 new cores. To process that one, it requires 6 core here. Here display type is OLED. Okay. So other display features are dynamic island, always on display, ProMotion technology with adaptive refresh rates up to 120 Hz, and it provides HDR display. It provides true tone, white color, haptic touch, contrast ratio is 20 lakhs is to 1 typical. 1000 nits maximum brightness. And 1600 nits peak brightness. 2000 nits peak brightness outdoor. It provides fingerprint resistant oleophobic coating, support for display of multiple languages and characters simultaneously. These are the some of the specifications of display point of view. Coming to the operating system point of view and processor point of view, it supports the operating system is iOS 18. Its processor is brand is name is Apple. It uses A18 Pro chip. A18 Pro chip, 6 core processors. It also contains hexa-core processor. Its operating frequencies are different at different types of bands. Here different types of bands are there. 5G band, it is band N1, N2, N3, N5, N7, N8, N12, N14, 20, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 66, 70, 71, 75, 70. These are the 5 different types of 5G network bands. Again in the 5G, TDD NR bands, N38, N40, N41, 48, 53, 77, 78, 79. Coming to the 5G NR MM bands waves, band N258, N260, N261. At the same time, 4G bands B1 to B71. Similarly, TDD, 4G LTE long-term evaluation, TDD band 34 to band 53. Again, it supports 3G, that band range is 850 MHz, 900 MHz, 1700 MHz. Okay, like that. 2G, it supports 2G GSM, Edge, 850 MHz, 900 MHz, 1800 MHz. So band of frequencies. Radio channels has 88 MHz to 108 MHz. Television channels has 40 MHz to 66, like band 1, band 3, band 5, band 6. So different purposes we are using different types of band of frequencies. For mobile network, they are using this type of bands, 850 MHz, 900 MHz. For radio channels, they are using 88 MHz to 108 MHz. For television channels, they are using 40 MHz to 64 MHz. That is band 1. Next band 3, 176 MHz to 224 MHz. Like that, they are using specific band of frequencies. So, iPhone 16 Pro uses this type of band of frequencies. Coming to the memory capacity, it contains 1 terabyte memory internally. So to store, we can store more number of images and videos with size of 20 MB or 100 MB or 1 GB videos. So we can store that much of storage capability. 1 terabyte storage capacity. Coming to the camera features, to capture the images efficiently in the even hidden night places also, it contains the various types of cameras. One is primary camera that contains 48 megapixels, 12 megapixel, means totally 3 cameras. One camera having 48 megapixels capacity, another camera is having 48 megapixel specification, another one having 12 megapixel. Coming to the other features of primary camera, it contains triple camera setup, 48 megapixel fusion camera. Focal length is 24 millimeter and focal length 1.78 aperture. Second generation sensor, shift optical image stabilization, 100% focus pixels. Support for super high resolution photos, either 24 megapixel and 48 megapixels. Also, it enables 12 megapixel 2 by telephoto, focal length 52 millimeter, focal length 1.6 aperture, sensor shift optical image stabilization, 100% focus pixels, 48 megapixel ultra wide camera, focal length is 13 mm and focal length 2.2 aperture and FOV 120 degrees. So these are the camera features contained in the having the iPhone 16 Pro. Along with it contains hybrid focus pixels, super high resolution photos 48 megapixels, plus it contains 12 megapixel 5 times telephoto camera. Its focal length is 120 millimeter. Again, focal length 2.8 aperture and for 20 degree FOV, 100% focus pixels, 7 element lens, 3D sensor shift optical image stabilization and autofocus facility, tetraprism design, 5 times optical zoom in, 2 times optical zoom out, 10 times optical zoom range, and features are camera control, customizable default lens, sapphire crystal lens cover, photonic engine, deep fusion, smart HDR5 times next generation, portraits with focus and depth control. So portrait lighting with 6 effects, night mode portraits enabled by LiDAR scanner, panorama up to 63 megapixel, latest generation photographic styles, spatial photos, 48 megapixel macro photography, Apple Pro white color capture for photos, live photos, lens correction, ultra wide, advanced red eye correction, auto image stabilization, burst mode, photo geotagging, we can capture the current location. It captures the images in formats JPEG, DNG, HEIF. All these are the image features. Based on requirement, we may use one or few. And it contains optical zoom, secondary camera available. Secondary camera size is 12 megapixel. Secondary camera features are front camera. Front camera features are 12 megapixel true depth camera setup, focal length 1.9 aperture. Camera features are autofocus with focus pixels, photonic engine, deep fusion, smart HDR5, next generation portraits with focus and depth control, portrait lighting with 6 FX, Animoji and Mimoji night mode, latest generation photographic styles. All these are available in the front camera of the iPhone 16 Pro. Photographic styles, auto program, wide color capture for photos and live photos, lens correction, auto image stabilization, burst mode, 4K Dolby Vision, video recording at 24 frames per second, 25 frames per second, 30 frames per second, or 60 frames per second, and 1080 pixels Dolby Vision video recording at 25 pixel per rate, and 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second, or we can record the video of cinematic mode up to 4K Dolby Vision at 30 pixel frames per second, ProRes video recording up to say 4K at 60 frames per second with external recording, log video recording available, academic color encoding system, slow motion video support for 108 pixels at 120 frames per second. These are the secondary camera features of iPhone 16 Pro. Just check it once. It supports Full HD recording, 4K recording with specifications of 24 frames per second, 25 frames per second, 60 frames per second, 100 frames per second fusion, 120 frames per second, or 1080 pixels at 120 frames per second fusion, like that. Check it once. Zooming capability 25 by times zooming capability. So 240 frames per second, that is frame rate, or 120 frames per second, 60 frames per second, 30 frames per second, like that, various frame rates. It contains dual camera lens, primary camera. It supports video call, speaker phone call. So it supports 5G network, 4G network, 3G network, 2G network. So it supports 5G SIM cards, 4G SIM cards, voice over LTE, long-term evaluation, 4G network with long-term evaluations, global system mobile or UMTS mobile SIM cards. For internet, it supports 5G network, internet, 4G internet, 3G internet, Wi-Fi, Edge. It supports 3G network. It supports Bluetooth support, and that version is version 5.3, at latest advanced version. It contains Wi-Fi node, that is 802.11 BE. It supports NFC connection, Google Maps, and GPS supports. Coming to the SIM size, it supports nano SIM size and eSIM card. It supports the graphics of PPI 460. It contains various sensors. Sensor means which capture the physical information and converting into digital information for various purposes like face detection and LiDAR scanner, barometer, high dynamic range gyro, high G accelerometer, proximity sensor. It contains dual ambient light sensor. So it supports various types of languages in the keypad to type the messages. Okay, English, UK, US, Australia, Chinese, simplified, traditional, Hong Kong. It supports French language, Canada and France. The keyboard support the supporting language. German, Italian, Japanese, Koreans, Spanish, Latin America, Spain, Arabic, Bulgarian, Catalan, Croatian, Danish, Dutch, Finnish, Greek, Hebrew, Hindi, Hungarian, Indonesian, Kazakh, Malay, Norway, Polish, Portuguese, Brazil, Portugal, Russia, Slovak, Swedish, Thai, Turkish, Ukraine, Vietnamese. So if you want to type the messages, that is a requirement. I don't know other languages. I know only Telugu or I know only English language. So the keypad needs to support that language. So requirement is I need to type the message. So I don't know other languages. I know only English UK. At that time, you can use English UK language to type the messages. Next, it supports the browser is Safari. It supports other titanium design, latest generation ceramic shield front side, textured matte glass back, rated IP68, maximum depth of 6 meters up to 30 minutes. So if the mobile phone is dropped in the water phone, it's not a problem up to 6 meters up to 30 minutes. Under IAC standards 60529. It contains new 16-core neural engine enabled by true depth camera for facial recognition to identify the faces. Apple Pay to pay the online transactions. Apple Card. Emergency cases we can use SOS via satellite even without network. Crash detection. Roadside assistance via satellite, message via satellites, find my via satellites, 5G, 6 subbands, 6 GHz or millimeter wave with 4x4 MIMO, Giga LTE with 4x4 MIMO and LA 2x2 MIMO, second generation ultra wide chip. It supports thread networking technology, NFC with reader mode, express cards with power reserve modes. So all these are the features of iPhone 16 Pro. Check it once. FaceTime video calling over cellular or Wi-Fi. FaceTime HD, video calling over 5G or Wi-Fi. Share experience like movies, TV, music, other apps in the FaceTime call. With the share play, screen sharing, it supports screen sharing, portrait mode in face video call, spatial audio, voice isolation, and wide spectrum microphone modes, optical zoom with the rear facing camera, FaceTime audio, voice over LTE, supports Wi-Fi calling, voice over LTE, long-term evaluation, 4G network, voice isolation, wide spectrum microphone modes, spatial audio playback mode, user configurable maximum volume limit. So it supports maximum sound, including the HEVC, H64, ProRes, HDR. So it supports the any format of video files like HEVC video files, HDR with Dolby Vision, HDR10 up to 4K, HDR airplane mirroring. It will connect to the TV to display the photos and videos which are from the mobile phone itself. No need of any wire cable. Screen mirroring means photos, videos out to Apple TV. AirPlay enabled smart TV, video mirroring, video out support up to 4K, HDR through to display port output cover over USB-C cable, USB-C cable, USB-C digital AV adapter for charging purpose, USB-C connector with support for charging, display port, USB 3 up to 10 gigabytes per second. So data transfer is up to 10 gigabytes. So you can share the files within the fraction of seconds without any time delay. That is the purpose of USB 3.0. So it contains built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery, MagSafe wireless charging up to 25 watts with a 30 watts adapter, or QI to wireless charging up to 15 watts, QI wireless charging up to 7.5 watts. So there are different types of charging cables which supports for the 16 Pro iPhone model. Fast charging up to 50% charge in around 30 minutes with 20 watts adapter, or higher paired with USB-C charging cable, or 30 watts adapter higher paired with MagSafe charger, all available separately. So it supports NFC, magnetometer, accessibility, voice over, zoom, magnifier, voice control, switch control, assistive touch, eye tracking, RTT and TTY support, closed captions like live captions also available. So if voice is not clear means you can, other language means you can use live captions which convert into the English language or based on our required language. Personal voice, live speeches. So type Siri, vocal shortcuts, Siri play the music, Siri make a voice call, like that. Vocal shortcuts, spoken content, rating for hearing aids, hearing aid compatible, system requirements, Apple ID, internet access, syncing to a Mac or PC requires Mac OS, Catalina 10.15 or later using the Finder, Mac OS High Sierra 10.132 Mac OS, Mozilla 10.14.6 iTunes, Windows 10 or later iTunes we can play music. So other apps which provides different types of apps from the Apple Store, books, calculator, calendar, camera, clips, clock, compass, contacts, FaceTime, files, find my device, fitness, freeform, GarageBand, health, home, iMovie, iTunes Store. So based on our requirement, we may use particular apps. Photos, phone, podcast, reminding, Safari, settings, shortcuts, stocks, translate, TV voice memo, wallet, watch weather. All these are the various apps. Suppose if you want to listen the classes, we require Zoom app or Google Meet app. If you want to play the slides means we require Google PPT or Google documentations, like that apps. Next, GPS type is precision dual frequency GPS, Gorilla Glass, Galileo, digital compass, Wi-Fi node, cellular, iBeacon, micro location. Coming to the multimedia, it supports the audio files. Suppose we are in different types of audio files, say music or videos. That file format should be in the AAC format or APC format or MP3 format or Apple lossless, FLAC, Dolby Digital, Dolby Digital Plus, Dolby Atmos files. All these formats audio files will be played. Coming to the video formats, it will support HEVC format to play the video. In our latest we have 4K files and 8K files are in HEVC 265 format, that will support it one, and H.264 format also it will support. It supports Pro RES file. Coming to the size specifications, its width is 71.5 millimeter. Its height is 149.6 millimeter. Or its depth is 8.25 nanometer. Its weight is 199 grams. Okay, they will give the warranty for 1 year or 4. Okay. So these are the different types of specifications required to fulfill the requirements like play the song with pin drops little sound also, pin drop silence also, or water bubble sound also. Capture the images, even the light failure also. So make a voice calls, even in the hill stations also. So make a video call. So without any interrupts. Like that, for different requirements, we require different types of specifications. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.